Do you plan to back up your website but you don't know how? So today in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to back up your website, and we're going to be using 3 different methods or more. I think up to 4 methods in order for you to back up your website. But before that, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate everybody who has followed us up till now, all our subscribers. We just got the 1,000 subscribers milestone. So I want to use this opportunity to appreciate everyone who has subscribed. And if you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe. And we're going to be bringing up nice videos in the nearest future. Future coming tomorrow. So now let's get into the main thing. So the first thing that we are going to do is, there are 2 ways for cPanel. The first one is cPanel. So now in cPanel, you can back up your website by clicking here, and it will open something like this. This is full. If you have subdomains and anything, what you can back up your site using this, whether it's WordPress code or whatnot. This is one way to back up your website. So if you click here, you may be thinking that okay, you want to download. No, you're actually not downloading. So I did a full backup few months ago of my whole system, right? And I can just click here, generate backup, and once it's back up, it will alert you in your email, or you can come here after like 3 to 4 hours to download your full site backup. So this is one way to back up your website. And if you are using WordPress, one of the other way to back up your WordPress website is to come to Shopee. I pronounce this very wrong, but you know what it is. Softcurious, right? So now once you come to Softcurious, it has this all installation. You would see what we call here backup. Then you click on backup. So not just only backup, you can restore your website through the same process. So same thing goes for this. If you go back as the page is loading, if you go back here, you can upload your recent backup, whether restore home directory, restore a database backup, like your full account backup. You can do this here. So, and if you don't know how to go about it, you can reach your hosting provider. They also have your backup. That's one good thing with hosting. Majority of the time, they have your backup. So as you can see, I've backed up some of my websites, and I can download the backup if I want. And this is just manual backup, and I can do a new backup for my site. So this is where you see all your backups. But if you want to back up each site one after the other, all you just have to do is, if I go back and click this, it will take me back to this page here. So this page here, all I just need to do is drop down, then I come down a little bit and I click on backup. So once I click on backup, it is going to back up my site, and I can restore my backup if I want to. So if I click on backup here, it will ask me so many questions, right? Then all I just have to do is click on backup installation, and it's going to start a backup installation process. Okay, so why it's telling me is that because I have, if you notice in the beginning when I clicked here, I have other backups, so I'll probably have to delete all those ones and back up the whole site. I think with the plan with your hosting provider, you can have more space to back up. So this is for cPanel. What of if you want to back up in Hostinga? Hostinga is not that difficult. Hostinga is another hosting company, right? All you just have to do is come down to your Hostinga account. Then when you come down to Hostinga account, you come down to your hosting. So it depends. So this is the hosting I have currently on this account. So if I click on manage, then under manage, I would come down to files, then I'll come down to backup. So now once you get to backup, because of this particular site currently has, it just did the backup today, I would not be able to do a manual backup except it's for free. But if you were to do a manual backup, you just have to just click on backup and automatically back up your site, and you can restore and download your backup. So if you want to download your site, you can download. So you can do it automatically, and you can do it weekly. But the good thing I like about this is most hosting companies usually have your backup. That's one thing. So far there's a backup and restoration, they would always give it to you. That is one thing I like. So there's no way to say your file has been lost, except you cannot contact your hosting company. So then if you don't want to back up with your hosting company and go through all this stress, you can back up with your WordPress plugin. So what type of plugin does that? So you're going to go to plugin. Then when you go to plugin, there are 2 types of plugin that can do that, but preferably the one I've used so far is updrafts. So if you check here, backup, you have different kinds of backup plugin, but this is the one I've used before, right? And this is the one I've used once in a while, but I prefer you going with this. But the truth with this is I most of the times use my hosting back because I do pay for monthly backups or daily backups because very important, especially when I want to do any important thing. I back up my full website, right? So there are benefits to this and reasons why you want to back up. Then the last type of backup, exports. So now there's what we call export. You can export your site like WordPress. You can export your full site, and you can see it allows you to export your posts, pages, forms. You can see whatever is installed, but it will not export your plugins. So you have to go there to snap your plugins. That if you just like the design of this site, like the structure, especially when you're selling the template, you can export these details to another site. Also, some themes usually have the export option. Take for example now Cadence. One thing I love about Cadence is they have this export option, meaning whatever setting I use in a particular theme, I can export it to another website of mine. Same thing, everything. All you just have to do is come to import or export. This is where you import and export everything. Then you can export. If you go to my previous video, you would see where I have, yeah, where I have done some importation and exporting of theme. So to export your website is very simple, right? Especially when you are installing for the very first time. If you're using cPanel, choose the daily backup, right? If you are going with Hostinger too, you can choose the daily backup, right? So it all depends on you, but most of the times they do weekly. But the good thing is most of the times, your hosting company have your backup, but you don't know how long the backup lasts. So that is why daily backups are very nice. So that if something happened today, at least you can have yesterday's backup, except it was something very important you did, right? So backing up is very important, and these plugins are one of the safest cost-free ways of backing up your website. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comment. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share these videos, and see you next time.